Dr. Mohamed Haidar, an economic expert, is joining us over the phone to discuss this further. Dr. Haidar, we heard Tsipras say that austerity is now a thing of the past. Is this really the case, especially since many have seen that the Prime Minister's had to step down quite a bit to reach this deal with their lenders?
Well, to be honest, no, the crisis is not over, but we have to explain that, this stage is just the short period stage out of three stages. The first stage is the 2 days, the 48 hours, which has been given to the Greeks to initially put like a list of reform measures. But at the moment, first of all, the Greeks honor, their words toward their debts, and they accepted that, which is really, this is a positive outcome from the Greeks side, which make, the European relax. But this is not enough, Greece by Monday morning has to provide like a big list of reform measures, and then on the light of these measures and the plan, the Greeks will provide and submit. European officials will sit down and review this reform, and if they find that this is really good enough and appears to please the creditors, then the 4th-month period will come on time to rebuild this new relationship between the Greeks and the Europeans.
Yes.
So that will be the second stage. The third stage will be a long term, but this is based on the evaluation or the valuation of the reform plan and the 4-month period of time.
And as you just rightly mentioned, Greece is not out of the safe zone yet because they do have to put forward these reforms on Monday. Is there a possibility that the financial lenders might actually decide to reject these reforms by Greece and put everything into turmoil again?
At the moment, the Friday agreement, that means, it's a guarantee there's no, like they call like a fresh crisis, for the Greeks, and no fear of that the Greece will be quitting the eurozone. That's for the coming 2 days. Friday is the serious, the serious talk, which we have to, to watch carefully. And based on this, there's something called like the agreement. This agreement between the Greek and the European is full of conditions and, a plan. The Greeks, they have to, they officially requested an extension for what they call the Master Financial Assistance Facility Agreement, which really, at the same time, they have to put a set of commitments. And the main purpose of the extensions is the successful completion of the review on the basis on the conditions in the current arrangement, and this will make really good enough flexibility for the Greece authority and the institution to really work hard during that period of time, in the 4 months. Then, so this is what they call it, the extension, of the plan, but that really gives, some kind of a confidence for the Eurogroup institutions,
Yes.
IMF, and the Greeks as well, the private sector. For that period of time. But
yes, and Dr. Haidar, Haidar, we know that over the past few days we've seen a huge amount of capital flight out of Greek banks. We know that in recent days an estimated €1 billion actually came out of the Greek banks. How do you think the latest saga will affect the Greek banking crisis or banking situation for the days to come? Do you think there will still be that anticipation to remove money from Greek banks?
This is the worry of the public. Yes, I mean, if the Greeks are not really serious about the commitments, this will increase the risk for the depositors to go and grab their cash from the banks, which is really at the moment I would say this is like a cool down period. It gives some kind of guarantee for the banks not to worry about the coming situation, but the Greece officials and authority has to be serious about that. Then no worry about the banks, or the depositors may lose, their cash in the banks, and there is no rush, for cash. But this is really a main worry. But at the moment, the markets, and all other authorities reacted positively toward this short happy end at the moment. But this is still, need to watch what might go on, or what happened on Monday after the European officials and the IMF review this list of commitments from the Greek government and the austerity measures. And there is no runaway, from this. This is a hardship time, for the Greeks, and they have to realize. But the Greek authority, the Greek government, has to have a very firm plan,
yes.
not only physical or monetary procedures. Physical measurement is not enough. They have to encourage the private sector as well. They have to curb the banks. They have to put rules and conditions on how the banks should behave in the market and what kind of investment they should encourage and give. The money is coming for the banks to use. But if the banks do not really use it in the proper way and in the right channels to boost the economy, then there will be more difficult, coming, for the Greeks. And that's why they have to be very serious, and their commitment has to be firm in order to convince their partners in Europe.
Yes, and we'll all be watching the situation in Greece very closely in the next few days. Thank you very much, Dr. Haidar, who's joining us over the phone from London, an economic expert.